Hi everyone, it's Dawn. Welcome back to my channel. I hope that you had a nice weekend. It's already Monday. It seems like the weekends are just flying by and fall is coming faster and faster. And I'm not gonna crybaby to you about my son leaving for college next Saturday. I crybabied to my husband so much yesterday that I just need to pull myself up by my bootstraps and deal with it. But you might hear me cry baby, not in this video, but you might hear me cry baby next week after he goes. So speaking of school starting and fall getting here, it's that time of year where things start to kind of amp up a little bit after a lazy summer. You either go back to work, like if you're a teacher, I suppose, or you go back to school if you're a student. A lot of times as moms, we kind of have our lives affected by the schedules of our kids, even when they're older. And it's kind of a busy time for me right now because of that. But I feel like early fall is the time where we're kind of getting back into the grind of our daily lives after a long and lazy summer, or a short and lazy summer, it seems like. But I wanted to do a quick, easy makeup look for you for school, work, volunteering, working out, going to the grocery store, whatever it is you do. And you can apply many of these products with your fingers, even the foundation, which I think this video got a little too long, so I'm not gonna share the foundation with you in this video. I'll share it with you in an upcoming video. But I just want to share some products with you that I found on the Colourpop website. Whenever I look at the Colourpop in Ulta, they have some beautiful eyeshadow palettes and things like that, but they also have their Super Shock products that come in these pots. And the ones that they carry in my Ulta are typically kind of sparkly and glittery, and where they sit on display, there's lots of sparkles and glitter or pieces of product that have kind of fallen out of the pot. And it's a little bit messy. And I'm actually kind of surprised because I have a really nice Ulta by my house and it's a full store, but it's always a mess there. And I'm like, why doesn't anyone care? You see so many associates walking around and talking to each other that you'd think that somebody would, I don't know, sweep it up or fix it. I guess they do that at the end of the day. Maybe it's a never-ending battle for them. As soon as they clean it up, somebody else comes along and makes it a mess again. Who knows? But I'm often kind of put off by the display and the glitter and the glow of some of these products. But I've watched a lot of YouTube videos on Colourpop products, and I've been using them on and off for years. And the website carries so many other products that are not available in Ulta. And when you go on their website, there are so many Colourpop products that don't have all that glitter and all that sparkle, but they do have a beautiful sheen to them. I'm gonna quickly swatch some colors for you from the Colourpop Super Shock eyeshadows that are not sparkly or glittery that you can find on their website. And this one is called Aster. And these are that squishy, you can dip your finger in it and leave a print. And Aster is just a really pretty, not champagne, but more rose gold, highlighty one eyeshadow look shade. It reminds me of Kitten from Stila. Do you guys remember Kitten? Everybody talked about it when it first came out and YouTubers were going crazy and we all wanted to run out and buy it. And then it kind of died down and nobody's talking about it, but it is still available and it is still beautiful. Okay, the next one is called Sequins. And this is what this looks like. And I'll swatch that right next to Aster, and this is sort of a rose gold, but it doesn't come off orangey on your eye at all. But it is definitely like a deep rose gold. And now I'm gonna swatch Lala for you. And this is Lala. And Lala is more of a rose gold. And it looks really pretty with Aster. They all do. Okay, the next one is called Abott Kinney. And this is so pretty for a one eyeshadow makeup look. You can blend these out and they become very sheer. and so pretty. So I'm just gonna blend it to show you. Like if this were your eyelid, you could see how you can blend it and make a really beautiful one eyeshadow look. And then the very last one that I wanna swatch for you is called Basic Instinct, and this is like the darkest one, and it looks like that. And this one is also so pretty for a one eyeshadow makeup look, and it's also great for just kind of defining. So say you use Aster all over, and then you take Basic Instinct or Abott Kinney, and you have like one of those flatter smudger brushes and kind of stamp it along your lash line just to define that area. So pretty together. These are so universal, and there's so many things that you can do with them. And the reason I wanted to swatch these for you is because I feel like they are very universal shades that would look really beautiful on any eye color or even any skin color. I feel like if you are blue-eyed, they're bronzy enough and rose gold enough to really make blue eyes pop, or green eyes. But if you have like hazel eyes or brown eyes, the really dark ones that I shared with you would be really pretty to kind of bring out the amber or any green you might have in your eyes. I just feel like these are very universal for any eye color. But on the Colourpop website, they have many, many, many more colors. And some of them are green and some of them are purple. And I wanted to do a back to school, back to work, back to the daily grind makeup look. So I didn't choose any colors that had any, like anything for like a night out on the town, for example. So I'm just gonna jump in and share with you this easy back to school, back to work makeup look. And I'm also gonna share with you little tips that I've learned when I apply my makeup that might be helpful to you. They're just small little tips, and many of you probably already know some of these tips, but if you don't, I hope that maybe some of my tips will help you. So let's just jump in and get started. I'm gonna start by using one of these Color Shock eyeshadows from Colourpop, and it's in the shade Aster, and it looks like this. I think I'm swatching these in the intro, so I filmed that after I do the video, so you will have already seen what this looks like, and it's kind of like a champagne-y pink shade. And I have a brush here from Glossier, and I really like this brush a lot. It has a flatter end that's great for packing on color and kind of using in these kind of pot products. And it also has a blending kind of rounder end. A long time ago, I took a class at MAC, and the makeup artist told us something that I never really knew, and I'm surprised I never heard this before. But if you have a flat brush that's kind of flatter like this, you're supposed to use it flat for like applying color and sweeping. But if you have bristles that are kind of rounded like this and a little bit fluffier and a rounded shape, that's for using like in a rounded fashion, kind of blending like that. So the flat side packing color on and sweeping, and then the rounder side for using in a circular motion and blending. And I thought that was like a really great way to remember that, and I never thought of that before. So I'm going to use the flatter end, and I'm just going to take this shade Aster. And these are really nice. I love this formula, and these don't have any sparkle or glitter or anything like that. And I really want to focus this on the inner part of my eye, like even the inner corner here. And I'm just applying this, like using that kind of packing and sweeping motion. And I'm just gonna apply it to like the inner, like not quite half of my lid. And I really like this a lot. It doesn't have any, like I said, glitter or sparkle, but it does have a nice sheen. So it is nice just for everyday wear, no matter what you're doing. I'm gonna go with a rose gold look today. So I'm gonna take the shade Sequin, and it looks like this, no pieces of glitter or anything like that. And I'm just taking a more densely packed brush, and this is a little bit rounded. So this brush is really good for kind of packing on color, but then also blending it. And I like that it's dense, because when you're using it with cream products, it's kind of easy to just get in there and kind of dig out some of the product. And I just have a little on my brush, and I'm just going to apply this in like the outer corner. And this is a really like concentrated shade of rose gold. So now I have it in place and it looks intense, but I'm gonna blend it. And I'm just gonna take the same brush and just kind of blend, blend, blend in that circular motion above where I applied Aster on the inside of my eye. So once you have that in place, if you decide that the color is too intense and you don't really like it, a great thing about these products is that they don't dry completely down right away, and you can use your finger to kind of smudge it and pick up some of the product and lighten it up. Now I'm taking the blending side of my Glossier brush and I'm just blending, blending, blending. Again, I'm being careful not to sweep this color over the inner corner shade because I like it nice and bright on the inside of my eye. Now I'm going to take this Lasting Drama waterproof eye pencil. It's the kind that you have to sharpen, and this is in the shade Toffee, and I really like this a lot. It stays really well in my upper waterline, so I'm just going to apply this to my upper waterline. And it's so pretty. It's like a really bright, darker brown, and it doesn't look black. Some browns are so dark that they look black, and this is just a really bright, pretty color in the shade Toffee. And I'm taking this nude pencil from Rimmel, and I'm gonna line my lower line with this because it's also very brightening. It makes your eyes look really white and bright. Now I'm just going to use the lacquer liner from L'Oreal to do a reverse cat eye, and all I do for that is take a slanted brush like this, any kind of slanted brush. This one is a longer slanted brush because I want to do a bit of a wing, but on the days that I don't want to do a wing, I could use something smaller. It's not quite so large. And I also have one from BK Beauty that's even smaller than this. So I'm just going to pick up some of the product on the edge of my brush, and I always take it and just stamp it like one time onto a tissue to get any excess off. And then I go to like right where my upper lashes end, and I just put like a stamp right there just to kind of mark my spot. If you do that and your line slants up, it will lift the look of your eye. Sometimes I make the mistake of going to like right between where my lower lash is and my upper lash, and I go right there, and then it just sort of looks elongated, but it doesn't really make my eyes look lifted. So I wanted to go with that kind of lifted look. So that's why I stamped it right there. Okay, now I'm not gonna pick up any more product unless I really have to. And I just drag this along my lower lash line and sort of smudging it a little bit to get as close as I can to my lower lash line and keep it in place. And this is a really great liner because it doesn't smudge during the day once it sets, so you won't get any black like beneath your eye. And I do have to pick up a teeny bit more product for the other eye, so I'm just gonna tap it off and do the same thing. And I like this longer brush because it does make a little bit of a longer wing, but it's also so easy to kind of drag along. When you use a really short one, you kind of have to stamp it in place and then drag it, but this one's so much easier. So whenever I apply my liner, I always look in a magnified mirror to do it, to make sure the line is nice and clean and straight and that everything looks good. But a really important thing is to turn your mirror around to like the normal side afterward, because then you can look at your face at a distance and you'll look at your face the way other people will see your face, because nobody is going to be like 10 times magnified up close to you. And it really does reveal whether or not the lines are straight or if like one is a little bit off. And those are the kinds of things I don't really notice when I'm looking in the magnified side. So always flip that mirror around and look at a distance after you apply everything, just to make sure. Okay, now I'm just going to go put on a couple of coats of my favorite mascara, the Sky High mascara from Maybelline. And I'm going to use the primer, and I'm going to use the mascara. The primer does really make a difference, but the mascara is really beautiful on its own anyway. So you don't need the primer, but it does make your mascara just like a little bit like more voluminous and a little bit better. So I'll be right back. The other good thing about using the primer with the mascara is that you need a lot less mascara. The primer does go on black, just like a mascara, and you just need like one coat of that. But then when you apply the mascara over it, you just really need one good coat of mascara. Whereas if I don't use the primer, I need like two, maybe 2.5 coats of the mascara. So it makes my mascara last a little bit longer just by adding that little bit of primer beneath. Okay, now I'm gonna apply some bronzer, and it's also from the Super Shock range of Colourpop. And it looks like this. It's a matte, cool-toned bronzer in the shade Colourpop. I'll link it. And I love how creamy this is. You know, they're all like those squishy, like you can make an indentation in the product if you press on it, but they're also very, very creamy. And I just apply this wherever I want my bronzer. I'm gonna do a little bit of contouring, but I'm just gonna do it at the very back right here, and maybe a little bit on the sides of my nose and my jawline. And then I just blend this with my fingers, which is another reason why these products are just so easy to use, because you can just use your fingers to blend, and it makes everything super easy. And I really like this bronzer because it is a matte bronzer, and it is such a cool tone that it's a great everyday bronzer. And even in the winter months, it's perfect because it doesn't make it look like you're on a beach. It just makes you look like you have a little bit of color to your skin, and you're not like a fish belly white like I can look sometimes when my skin is just so pale. Okay, this is a well-loved product. This has gone on so many trips with me. This has gone in my purse with me. It's one of my favorites from Colourpop, and it's called Count Me In. And it looks like this, and you can tell that I've loved this product. I've already hit pan in it, but I still have quite a bit of product left. It's just like a really pretty, like peachy shade, and it doesn't have a ton of like, I don't know, it's kind of pinky peach. It's not quite coral, but it looks really great with whatever lip products I'm using because it's not too peachy and it's not too pinky. It's just perfect. And I just apply this to the apples and blend it out. And it's very pigmented. You'll see, I'll have to blend this a little bit more with a brush. I could keep blending with my fingers, but a brush really does kind of move it around a little bit better. And now that I have that in place with my fingers, I'm just gonna take a little bit more on a brush and just kind of sweep it around and blend the edges. And the reason why I'm using a brush with this is because it can look a little too concentrated right on the apples if I don't spend a lot of time blending with my fingers. And I don't really want to pull and drag the product around on my mature skin because pulling and dragging is definitely not anything you want to do to your skin when you're over 40 or maybe even 35. I don't know. When I first got this product, I was in my fails because I didn't like it a lot because I thought that being matte and feeling kind of dry or like putty-like, I didn't think that it was good for my skin. I thought it was going to dry out my skin. And so I kind of stopped using it for a while. And then when I started fooling around with it again, I started to really love the product. It does have a matte finish and it does stay in place for a very, very long time. Super long wearing. But I guess what I'm used to when I use cream blushes are things kind of like these putty blushes from e.l.f. And they're really different than that because these are very creamy. They have like oils in them and things like that. And these are really pretty too. Don't get me wrong. They do leave a beautiful glow, but these definitely have a place in my, I don't know, my arsenal. As you can see, I have not hit pan on this one, but I've hit pan on this one. You know, I just use them for different things. And like I said, it's really long wearing and just so, so pretty. And even in the winter months, it doesn't dry out my skin or anything like that. So it's just different than this product. It's not worse, it's not better, it's just a completely different product. And this is my favorite highlighter from Colourpop. They have so many highlighters and it's really hard to select one, especially if you're looking at them on their website. And that's why I like to do videos where I'm showing you what these products look like, because these are really different than the ones they have on display in Ulta. And sometimes when I'm in Ulta playing around with the Colourpop Super Shock products, there's just like glitter falling all over the place, but they're not all like that. So this is called Flexitarian, and you can see I've used a lot of this too. I love this. I use this all the time. I use this not only as a highlighter for my cheeks, but I use it sometimes like on my eyelid, and then just some black eyeliner and mascara, and out the door I go. It's just a really pretty universal product. And I like this one because it doesn't have any strobe, like any blue or pink or purple like shift to it. It's just kind of a whiter, you'll see when I apply it, it's not like that. So a little goes a super long way. So I apply it wherever I want it. And then I just blend it. And it makes that Super Shock blush now have a little bit of a glow to it, which is so pretty. And I feel like these are more long wearing than like the e.l.f. Putty products, which are also very affordable. And I'm even gonna put a little right in the arch of my brow. And now I'm gonna use one of these Luxe Velvet lip products from Colourpop, and this is in the shade Genie. And I don't feel that I need to use a lip liner with this. It's very pigmented, and it does stay right where you place it. Once it dries down, it's not going to creep into any lip wrinkles or anything that you have going on around your lips. And this leaves my lips with that blotted lipstick look that's really popular right now, where you apply a product and it just looks like you've had lipstick on that you've blotted. It has sort of a matte finish, but it's really pretty, really cushiony. And if you prefer to put anything over it, they do make some great glosses from that range too. And this is the Luxe Gloss. And I chose this one because it's got sort of that creamy, milky consistency, a pink that's so pretty. And I use this with a lot of different lip products, not just the long wearing one that I have on. And I just go like this. And it just gives me a little bit of a glow right in the center of my lips. So this is the finished look. I'll bring you in close. Super quick and easy, everyday makeup look for work, school, volunteering, going to the grocery store, whatever it is that you do. You can do this with your fingers. You don't need to use brushes if you don't want to. And these products are all really nice just to stick into one bag. And if you ever need to get ready on the go, just throw it into your tote bag and you've got everything you need for a full face of makeup. I just love all these products from Colourpop, and I really wanted to make sure that you were aware about the products that are only available online on the Colourpop website, because in Ulta, where they carry these, I don't see a lot of the products I really love. So thank you for spending some time with me. Don't forget to say hello down in the comments, and don't forget to hit like on your way out. And I hope you have a blessed and beautiful day. I'll see you next time.